Howdy y'all and welcome. Hope everybody's doing well out there so far, especially after Hurricane Helene moved through within the past couple of days. It quickly diminished as quickly as it came in, made landfall down there in Perry, Florida and along the Big Bend. Caused about 4.5 million power outages from Florida on up into Indiana. Luckily our power didn't go out here, but there was people around us that their power did go out, unfortunately, and some homecomings were canceled and all that. Of course, I-40 East in North Carolina and Tennessee border was washed away, which was very surprising. And this hurricane joins the ranks of these major Gulf Coast hurricanes since 2017. Now here's the rain totals of historic Hurricane Helene, as 30 inches of rainfall occurred up here in Busick, North Carolina, where a dam failure occurred. And right around 5 to 10 inches was the average amount of rainfall that was caused with this hurricane, with higher amounts possible mainly along the Smoky Mountains. Y'all got in a lot of rainfall, and we got in right around 2 inches within the past couple of days, which is well needed rainfall, but not a drought buster, unfortunately, as we're going to need weeks worth of rain here in southern Indiana. Now, this hurricane was right around 30 miles in width, pretty wide hurricane. Here's that dam failure that occurred in North Carolina, caused some evacuation orders in downtown Newport. And here are all the tornado warnings that was caused by Helene. Typically, the northeast side of hurricanes is typically called the dirty side because it causes a lot of tornadoes. So that's what was catastrophic Hurricane Helene. It made landfall just a couple nights ago and caused a lot of problems. So hopefully everybody's all right down there in Florida and North Carolina and Tennessee. I'm sure you all are curious if any more tropical storms or hurricanes are going to be heading our way here in the near term. Well, we can see that there is a 50% chance in the Caribbean and a 70% chance in the main development region. And we also have Joyce, which is a tropical storm, not expected to impact lower 48 or any of these islands any. Just supposed to weaken down into a tropical depression by Sunday evening and just do the little recurve action. So not much to worry about there, but we do got to take a look at the development chances down in the Caribbean and main development region. As you can see here on Radar Omega, we got our clusters out here in the Western Caribbean and main development region. 70% chance next 7 days in the main development region, and 50% chance in the Caribbean. So definitely something to be concerned about. Keep in mind, nothing is formed yet, so do not panic. A lot of clickbaiters and fearmongers will show you end of the world hurricanes on the weather models, so please be aware of this. So let's go and take a look at the weather models. Now, the GFS takes us out past 16 days. It's typically what the clickbaiters and fearmongers like to use. Keep that in mind. Now, if anything does form in the Western Caribbean, it's looking to form as we head into right around October 2nd, October 3rd, and make landfall by October 5th. Now, I know I'm beating a dead horse on this, but keep in mind nothing is formed yet, and it's to be determined as to where this could go. Once we get past Central America here, this could make a northeast turn into Cuba and into southern Florida, or it could make a western turn into Texas. But keep in mind, we don't know exactly where this will go, as this could make landfall by next weekend, so keep this in mind. So go follow your trusted local meteorologists and National Hurricane Center, as they will guide you in the right direction. I'll do my best on X and Facebook to keep y'all updated, and I'll keep you updated on here as well, so make sure you subscribe, as we could have our next tropical storm unfortunately affect the Gulf Coast as soon as next weekend. Now, as far as the main development region chance, it's looking like this is a pretty good chance. A tropical storm or hurricane formation. This could turn into a hurricane by next week, but really not too worried about it, as it's looking to just recurve and mainly remain a fish storm as we head into next week. So not much to worry about with that one, but we do got to keep an eye on this Western Caribbean chance in the next 7 days. So now that I covered the Atlantic, going to take a look at the Eastern Pacific. We got a 30% chance down there after John moved in earlier on this week. Take a look at that here in a little bit. Central Pacific, it's looking pretty quiet out there by Hawaii, so some good news for y'all out there. So as we take a look at the 30% chance, see that there is some clusters out there. Mainly it's just going to be a lot of heavy rain and winds and some mudslides going on. Really not too worried about it, but what I am worried about is this 50% Caribbean chance, which could impact the Gulf Coast as soon as next weekend. So definitely be on high alert. If you live from Texas on over into western and southern Florida, we could have impacts by next weekend. And keep in mind, hurricane season ain't over yet, unfortunately, y'all, as hurricane season lasts all the way into November. So now that I covered the tropics, see if any hurricanes, tropical storms are going to be heading our way. We can see Helene moving out by Monday, and it's looking to remain pretty dry after Helene moves out, at least until this next tropical storm chance moves in by next weekend, as it's looking like we could have a major snowstorm up here by Montana And we could have some severe weather amongst the north central part of the country. And we have this next system moving in by next weekend. So it's looking like an active weather pattern is going to be in store as we head into the beginning parts of October. Definitely something to keep our eye on. This is well over 200 hours out. Keep this in mind. This can and will change by then. I'll keep y'all posted on this, of course, as the Battle of Seasons is going to start to commence. Once we get past that, it's looking like it's going to start to dry out yet again as we head into right around the October 10th time frame. It's looking to become chilly out. As you can see, this trough starting to stretch far towards the south. And as we take a look at the 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook from October 3rd to the 7th, we can see much of the country is going to be well below average, while the southeast and northeast is going to be well above average, mainly due to that potential tropical system moving in by next weekend. That's why there's above average precip expected down here, but expect some very dry conditions for the next couple of weeks if you live amongst the central part of the country. Next 8 to 14 days from the 5th to the 11th, it's looking like much of the same story, although there could be some severe weather appear in the north central part of the country as well as some major snowstorm. That will change, of course, well over 200 hours out. Keep that in mind. Might not even happen, but if it does, keep y'all posted, of course. Now, on to the temperatures. I'm sure y'all are curious as to what the temperatures are going to be looking like. We already know there's going to be some snowfall up here in the northwest and a tropical storm down here in the southeast. Once we get past Helene, it's looking like we're going to be warming back up again. It's remaining cool up here in the northwest. Cool temperatures as far south as Kansas by October 1st. But then we're going to start to warm back up again. Then we're going to be in basically I don't know what to wear kind of season. But watch as we head into right around the October 6th time frame. This is when that potential tropical storm is going to be making landfall, and that winter storm is going to be occurring up here in the northwest. Could be coming in on a major cold front that could drop temperatures down drastically as far south as Arkansas and Mississippi and Alabama. As we head into right around October 9th, keep in mind this is well over 200 hours out. This will change between now and then. But it's looking like if this holds true, then we could be coming in on very chilly temperatures as we head into the middle parts of October. And as we take a look at the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook by the Climate Prediction Center, they are showing us that above average temperatures are going to be in store for much of the country from October 3rd to the 7th. But then as we head into the middle parts of October, that's when we're going to be coming in on some very chilly temperatures over here in the eastern part of the country. While the rest of the country really is going to be well above average. So expect some really chilly temperatures as we head into the middle parts of October, as we could be dealing with 40-degree temperatures as far south as Mississippi and Alabama, so definitely prepare for that. Well over 200 hours out, anything can and will change, so be aware of that. Even though it says above average temperatures, we're still going to be coming in on a very chilly weather pattern here in the long term. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the fall foliage map. On September 28th, 2024, we can see there's even more color out there. Peak foliage is in store over here in the Colorado Mountains and up into the northwest, as you're all going to be coming in on some winter storms here soon. It's look like we're starting to get some foliage up here in Indiana. A lot more fall foliage down here in the Appalachians and up into the northeast, so we're getting more color, y'all. Of course, our peak foliage is in the beginning weeks of October, so get excited, y'all. Fall foliage is starting to happen. And send me any fall foliage if you want to on X and Facebook. I'd greatly appreciate any sort of weather photos or fall foliage y'all send my way. And I'll be taking some pictures here soon once we do get some colors out there. Although we probably won't get in on any sort of fall foliage because it's been so dry this year, unfortunately. But I'll still take some pictures regardless. Now, onto the birdcast. We can see September 28th. A lot of birds are going to be migrating. 483 million birds. These birds are confused, y'all. They keep moving up and down because we had some cool air earlier, and then they started moving down south, and then we had that hurricane move through. Now they're going back north. Hate to be a bird right now. As we take a look at the state of Indiana, we had 1,065,000 birds cross through last night, with the peewee bird again being the main bird moving through. So that's the birdcast, y'all. I don't know how they get these numbers, but apparently they have trackers on these birds or somehow or another. Now, there wasn't really much in the way of weather history today. Couldn't really find much, but here is the webpage I typically use for this day in weather history. Most notable one is the 1874 Category 1 hurricane, which hit Charleston and Georgetown, South Carolina. The tide was unprecedented height, so that's pretty much this day in weather history. Y'all can pause the video and read this anytime you want to. So now, I know I'm jumping around a lot, but I want to show y'all the upper layers of the atmosphere, called the 500 millibrow height anomaly map. This is the Troughs and ridges basically is what this is. Now the blue is the trough and low pressure system, and the reds are the ridge. We see that Helene's moving out, a major ridge is going to be taking hold. But then watch as we head into the beginning of October, this low pressure system is going to start to come through, and a trough is going to set in, dropping the temperatures down drastically. Could mean some severe weather and snow for the central and western part of the country. And we could be coming in on a battle of the seasons here soon. And as far as our sea surface temperatures go, Helene ate up those favorable sea surface temperatures, and it's looking like those are going to heat up again as this system is going to start to move in next weekend. And it's looking like we have pretty favorable sea surface temperatures out there. Not as hot as they once was, but still some pretty favorable conditions as hurricane season lasts from May all the way into the end of November. So definitely be on high alert if you live down here in the Gulf Coast. So, hope you all enjoyed today's weather forecast. If you did, make sure you hit that like and share button so more folks are informed about the weather. Also, don't forget to leave me some feedback in the comment section down below, as feedback helps spread you, the viewer, better and more informative content in the future. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well, as here on Weather we try to make weather forecasting fun and informative. So, if you want to send any fall foliage or any weather pictures my way, send it over my X and Facebook pages. I would greatly appreciate that. And stay tuned to tomorrow's video, as I will have an October Outlook video up. And I will have a winter Outlook video up, possibly on Tuesday. May change that, I don't know yet, I'll let y'all know. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate each and every one of y'all for watching, and never stop forecasting.